Hey y'all, welcome back or welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title, we're doing something a little bit different. Usually this will be the time where I drop my June recap, which I probably will get to. Don't hold me. Don't hold me to it. But I wanted to talk about my top 6 romance books that I've read so far this year. If you're new here, that is my favorite genre. I read so many romance books. As you can tell, I have like a lot of this is all romance, there's a lot of it up there as well. And so um I I love romance books. They bring me so much joy. I have a great time reading them. It's just fun to dip into each and every story. So I want to go over my top 6 of the year. A lot of these you probably have heard me talk about before from previous recap videos. Some of them, there's one that I think I haven't spoke about yet because I just read it literally yesterday. So I'm excited to talk about these and kind of share my thoughts with you guys. And then if you're looking for a new romance book to read, if you have not already read any of these, I would definitely go pick one of them, all of them up. Some of them are a little older, a couple years old. Some of them are very new, came out this year. So I definitely tend to be a person who will buy the book when it comes out, and I'm super excited about it, but I don't read it for a long time. That's usually me. So I've got a little mix here, and I'm excited to share with you. And then I also want to get into 6 books that I'm looking forward to reading for the rest of this year. Some I think are new releases, and some have already came out, but there's just still some that I haven't gotten to yet. So I'm very excited to share with you guys. But let's go ahead and get into it because I don't want this to take a long time. Okay. So book one, I have Score, and I am a huge, huge, huge Kennedy Ryan fan. Unfortunately, I don't have the physical copy. I think I ended up listening to it. I just like took 5 seconds to look up and down my shelf. I was like, wait, do I not own this? So I need to buy the book. I listened to it on Audible. So good. This story is based around Verity and Monk. And like I said, I won't go into all the details on it. I would love for you to go into it blind like I like to do, but just to give you a little bit about it. What I love the most about this book was really how Kennedy Ryan shed light onto how you're able to, manage your mental health while also being in a healthy and loving relationship, and then just kind of um, uh, showing Verity's growth from not really knowing what was going on with her to getting diagnosed to having a hard time managing it to figuring it out and getting a better handle on it to her support system that helped her to do that, to the people that and the relationships that she had unintentionally damaged along the way that she was able to repair, and just really showing how she was able to grow and stand on solid ground. I really just enjoyed that from a personal self-love aspect. And then also I loved the dynamic between her and Monk. I really just love their dynamic. I loved Monk. I think he's up there. I don't know if he's my favorite. Now I'm thinking about it again. I don't know if he's my favorite out of all of her male main characters, but I really did like him a lot. And I just felt that he truly held space for Verity in a way that is so specific when you're dealing with someone who has different mental health things that they're dealing with. And he was very attuned to her, and he didn't make her feel less than or anything like that when she was going through what she was going through. And I just thought that was a beautiful way to just display love that we don't normally see in romance books, or at least I have not read a ton of books that offer this perspective. So I really, really, really love that. And that's like one of my favorite books of the year so far. I know we're early, but love Kennedy down. Gonna love every book she puts out. So that was really awesome. All right. Second book is Big Girl Blitz. I actually just bought this copy. Was that yesterday or Saturday? I got some gift cards for my birthday, and I love this book so much. I read it on my Kindle because I think it was on Kindle Unlimited. I think so. I read it on there, but I wanted to buy the book. I have the other two. I don't know if y'all can see them right here. All right there on this side. Where am I leaning back? Anyways, I have Curvy Girl Summer and Plus Size Player right here. I love those as well. But this is by far my favorite. And I can tell when I hold it, I said, oh, she's thicker than the other girls. Okay, she is. I love this down. I believe I gave it 5 stars. This story surrounds Jasmine and Lamar. And I can easily say Jasmine is my favorite girl out of all the girls in the books. She's my in the series. She's my favorite. I think I just related to her a little bit more, and her thoughtfulness and her gift giving and the way that she cares for her eventual man is something I know a lot of the ways I could see myself being. And I think that the way that she processes things and the way that she shows up in her friendships, in some ways I think I can relate to. And so I think that's why I liked her, maybe why I like this book the most, because I feel like I related most closely to this female main character. And then I have to say, okay, Lamar, he I think I think he is my favorite man out of all the books. I really, really like him. It's gonna be so funny when I go back and watch. If y'all haven't seen this video, I think I read this book in March. Yikes. I wonder what I said about. I don't remember what I said back then. So here we go. But anyways, I really, really, really liked him. He was not playing about that girl at all. He did not care what anybody else was talking about. He did not care, and it was just so sweet. How even from the beginning, I feel like they both kind of had when they first met. They both were like, "Oh, this is something," and I just love the way that he never let up on that. He never changed his mind, even when she was kind of not really sure, and she was kind of dealing with a couple different things in her personal life that made it hard for her to show up in the way that she truly wanted to in that relationship or budding relationship with him. I really think that he stayed strong the entire time. And I loved that. And just the dynamic all the way around was beautiful and amazing. And I cannot wait till I have enough space and time away from this book so that way I can reread because, girl, loved it down 10 out of 10. If you have not read this book, you need to go do that. Okay, next up we have Atmosphere. I feel like have I talked about this book already? I think I read it. Did I read that? I don't know when I read this. I don't know if it was May or June. So I feel like I've talked about this already. This book, it has been on my shelf for a long time. All the girlies that I see talking about are like, "You're gonna cry. It's gonna be," and I'm like, "How does Facebook gonna make me cry? How does Facebook gonna do that?" And I was proven very, very, very right by those people. Okay, right, wrong, you get what I'm trying to say. I did cry. I teared up multiple times throughout the book. Okay. At the end, she did get me. Oh, Taylor, you got me good. Um, this book was so good. It definitely pulls your heart in so many places. The pacing of this book is what got like obviously the love story did it for me. Yeah, so the pacing of this book definitely made me give it. I think I ended up giving like 4.5 stars. Um that pacing of the book from it's telling the story of a mission on a big rocket ship, okay, into backstory how we're getting to this mission on said rocket ship, right? So the pacing between those chapters was so good. I was eating it up. That's why I was able to read this book. I think I read it pretty quickly because I was just wanted to get to the next part, and it just took your cortisol levels up and down. But it was a really enjoyable read in that regard. And then on top of all that, the story that was built like so, I can't even think of the right word that I'm trying to say, but like maybe intentionally, and like the love story was just like little drops here and there, and you really saw how it wasn't just like an instant love thing. She really took her time, but it also didn't feel like a slow burn. Even I know a part of it was, it didn't even feel like that to me. It just felt like a very intentionally slow getting to know, friendship building, and then personal growth that's going on within our main character. What was her name? Joan. Personal growth going on in her that she had to be able to get to or get through before she was able to fully be into this relationship that started budding. So her and Vanessa's love story was so well done. It was, like I said, I cried. She got me good. And then just seeing how it unfolded in this time period as well was just very interesting to read. And I don't know. I think this book is so, so special. It's another one that I definitely would see myself being able to reread. I might even like try to listen to it too. I read this one, the physical copy that I have, but I wouldn't even mind listening to this and just hearing some different voices put to it. I bet it would be a very good story. Because in my head, I assigned Joan and Vanessa voices. They had voices in my head, but um, to see it or to listen to it probably will be really fun as well. So I would definitely recommend that you read that if you are looking for another romance book to read. Really, really amazing. It's like so good. And you will cry. Don't say that you won't. You're like, don't be like me. Just accept the tears are coming. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Sweet Heat. Now, I believe I talked about this one before as well. I don't know what month I read it this year. I don't know. But if I remember correctly, I remember telling you guys that I had tried to read the first book in the series called Honey and Spice. I tried to read it, and I just was not getting into it. I think I tried listening to it, and then I think I might have also tried reading like it on my Kindle or whatever. Either way, just could not get into it. I wasn't feeling it, and so I just put it down. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I was like so mad because everybody loves this book. And I'm like, why can't I get into it? But I only tried it that one time. So, I was like, maybe one day I'll go back to it. But then when Sweet Heat came out, I seen everybody talking about it again. And I was like, I'm going to try it. So I listened to it. I got the audio book and I listened to this book. And it was just like, why are the tears coming to my eyes? It wasn't that kind of feel, but like I truly loved this story so much. The story, just in general, is good. And of course, our relationship that this story is built upon is amazing. And I know there's a lot of backstory that I didn't get all the details of because I did not read the first book. And so I already know that I'm going to eventually need to go back and give this book a try because I really want to know more about this couple. So this is centering Malachi and Kiki. And this is like a second chance romance in this book, which is my favorite trope. And so just like I know I explained this before in the previous video, so you can go back and watch that. I want to say it's probably maybe April or May. I could be lying, but just kind of showing like a true understanding of where things went wrong for them when they were first together and how they have grown throughout the years separately and why it makes sense to them for them to be back together again. I feel like that was so well done. And I don't think that every second chance romance really gets to the meat of why we even got to this place where we were had to break up in the first place and how it actually makes sense for us now to be together based on the people that we are now, not based on the people who we were when we first got together when we were younger. And so I think that really sold me on the book because that was a much, I don't know, I think it was a really great way for them to get back together. It didn't just feel like, oh, well, I've seen you again and the feelings are still there. You're still attracted to me. So let's get together again. It's fine. There was a lot of meaning behind it. And a lot of, you could tell both of them really had done the work to where now it actually would be a successful relationship moving forward. Um, so I loved that. And also the writing, the wordplay that was going on. I was like, that's why I said I want to read it again and get the physical book because I know there's so many things I want to highlight and so many lines. I was like, now what did you just say? Okay, I need to see it again. So that's one thing about audiobooks that is hard because usually when I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm not like sitting down to where I can like type down the line and like I'm usually driving or cleaning or cooking. I'm doing something. So that's one thing about audiobooks that I can put a little bookmark in, but like then I gotta go back and list. Like I'm just not. I personally am not doing all that. So this is a book that I don't have it right now. I need to get the physical copy, and I want to read it again and really like take my time getting through all of the meat and the lines that really like pulled at my heartstrings when I'm listening to them, especially that scene where they're like having that big final conversation about how everything went wrong and how much we've grown. Like I look forward to reading that again. If anything, when I get the physical copy, I will just go at least read that chapter or that part of the book. Like worth it. So good. So I can't wait to actually go back and get those details on how everything began for them in Honey and Spice. But yeah, definitely one that you should read. All right, next up we have Out on a Limb. Oh my gosh. I literally started this book 2 days ago. I read it in less than 24 hours. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars simply for the fact that I smiled pretty much every single page. I was happy. There was some stuff that wasn't like happy in this book, but the way it just was such a joyful, joyous read. Um, both the characters were really likable, both of the female main character, the main male character, just likable. And first of all, I just love their names. So we've got Winifred. Okay, she goes by Win or Fred. That's what Bo be calling her. And then Bo is the main male character, and I think his name is Robert. But he goes by Bo. And so I just love their names. Let's just start there. And I just think that I just was so happy reading this entire book. And um, this book came out some time ago. I'm super late. It's been on my shelf for years. And then for some reason, when I got home a couple days ago, I saw this and I was like, I'm gonna read this. And when I picked it up, I was really hoping that I was gonna pick up something that allowed me to get sucked into it and just really be able to just knock it out in like a day or two. And luckily, that's what I got in this one because I was just really caught up in their story and it just had a nice pace to it. So you wanted to keep going, you wanted to keep seeing what was going to happen next and how their story would unfold. And so this is actually maybe my first time reading a book that had pregnancy as a part of it, which was really cool. And it wasn't like weird. Like I didn't know what to expect. I knew that about this book before I read it, but I didn't really know how it was going to play out. And I think it was just so well done. So I think that was also why I was able to get through it so fast, because that was a different trope that I wasn't really, I don't think I've read anything like that before. So it was really refreshing. And the way it was done was just, I don't know, it was just very natural. And like I said, because you're having two really likable characters, was a nice, enjoyable thing to read and just see how love could just, it doesn't have to always be a thing. Like it just turned out to be a beautiful, not even, I guess maybe easy love. Like it was very evident that these people were very compatible. And they knew early on that they had something special, even though they didn't fully address it till later on. And it was just nice. And I just enjoyed it. And it's really cool. They both had different physical disabilities. I know that the main female main character, when she had I think she was born with some kind of deformity in her hand, to where one hand is smaller than the other. And then the main male character, Bo, he, I won't say it because I don't want to spoil it, but he went through something where he lost his leg. So it's just very cool to see how they both understand each other in that way. And at the end, there's an epilogue. There's like two epilogues, which I love. I love an epilogue. But I think this is the first time in a long time I read a romance book where the epilogue takes place like 10 years post the present time of the book. And I love that. I ate that up. So, and it was not like a 2-page epilogue. It had some meat to it. And I thought it was really cool to just see, okay, because sometimes I love when they give us like a 6 months later or a year later, which is cool. But like, I wonder what you're doing now when things are really settled in and y'all are really into your relationship. So that was really cool to see them 10 years removed. And they also gave us another epilogue, which I won't say because I feel like I don't want to spoil what happens, but they gave us another little epilogue that I really, really enjoyed, and it just made me happy. So this one was so good. It was just 5 stars. Like I just love an easy, happy, loving, sweet, funny, and they're both funny. I love that too. They were both funny. They were very witty with each other, and I love the banter that they had as well. So easy 5 stars. All right, last one. This is a bit different of a book, but in my mind, I'm gonna call it romance. This is Deep Cuts. All right, I've talked about this book before. I loved this. One, because it has a musical aspect to it, and as someone who loves music, I listen to music every single day. I'm always looking for new music, old music. I'm into all that. So each chapter is centered around a different song, and you can see at the bottom. Let me see. Hold on. Each chapter has like a like it's set up like a track list. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, so that part alone made me intrigued to read the book. But this one was a little bit controversial. I included it because the love wasn't so easy like the previous, like other books I've talked about. It had some drama, it had some back and forth, it had a lot of dysfunction and a little toxicity. And I think that's another aspect of love that I think deserves to be explored in another way that a relationship can go. So although it wasn't like all the butterfly warm feelings that I love to read in some of my other romance books, it was a very interesting perspective to see how both of them kind of pined after one another in different time periods, and they're dealing with their own personal stuff. That made it even more complicated. And just even the way that the story begins with them is just very interesting. So it's not a typical way that you would expect your romance book to go. And I don't even think, and if I had to guess, I believe this is classified as probably as a lit fic or something like that. I don't think it's straight romance. Let me see. Yeah, so it's classified as like a romance lit fic, I think. But I really, really love that because I love a literary fiction, and so most of the romance that I read is just pure romance. But when you kind of get to that lit fic, and you get to kind of get more into the realities of life surrounding the love that they're having as well, or that they're trying to grow, I think it was just very interesting read, and the music aspect just turned it up even more. So it's not your typical romance, but it is a good read, and it's very real. I know these are situations that happen in real life all the time, maybe without the music part, but with the will they, won't they, what's going to happen, we both not doing right, we're both not being helpful, and in the end, how they work it out is very interesting to me. So yeah, those are the top 6 romance books that I have read so far this year. Definitely a good list to me, and I've really enjoyed myself. And like I said, as a romance lover, it's so fun to read different perspectives and different kinds of tropes that I might not have read before, and just like be in love through these books. I just love them so much. But now I want to get into a few books that I am looking forward to reading for the rest of this year. All right, now to get into the top 6 romance books I'm looking forward to reading this year. Some of these I already own, some of them I have on pre order. Others I don't have at all, but I'm looking forward to them. I've heard a lot of good things about them. So I want to just go over a few of them. Now, as y'all already know, if you're not new here, I do not like going through the details of books, especially ones that I have not read. I love to go in blind. But for the sake of this video, I will at least give the tropes. I'm okay with knowing the tropes, but I don't want to know what's going to happen in all these books. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to give you the name, I'm going to give you the author, and I'm going to give you the tropes of each thing. And we can kind of take it from there because I just cannot, even for the sake of this video, I cannot know the details of this book. I just don't want to know. All right, so first up, we have Our Perfect Storm. This is by Carly Fortune. I have read 2 of her other books. One of my favorites from last year, was that last year? I think, was One Golden Summer. I loved that. It was a perfect summer read, so I wanted to go ahead and get her newest release. And I don't know when I'm going to start this, probably in the next couple weeks, because I want to go ahead and get to it while it's nice and hot. So I'm looking forward to this. What I have seen, all right, in terms of the tropes for this one, when I looked it up, I was like, listen, don't tell me what it's about. But it's gonna be like a childhood best friends to lovers. I love that. That's fine. It's gonna be slow burn. I'm into that. I want to see how she's going to do it. And I do see there's going to be some forced proximity. Big fan of that. I think it adds something so exciting to the story. So I'm really looking forward to that. And plus, you can get some good summer vibes, a good, scenic situation. As you can tell by the freaking cover of the book, it just is already so cute. And I love this purple cover. I think that's so stunning. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. If you have already read this, please let me know your thoughts without spoilers. Thanks. Next up, we have The Art of Loving You. This is by Natasha Bishop. This book came out, what, 2 months ago? Maybe a little bit less than that. I read Only for the Week. I was super late to the game on that one as well, but I read that and I loved it. Another perfect summer romance. And so I wanted to go ahead and get this one. First of all, get into another beautiful cover. So stunning. I know nothing about it. I never even read the back, y'all. I'm so serious with y'all. Okay, now for this one, I'm very excited because, as I said earlier, my favorite trope is second chance romance, and that's what this is. So we've got a friends to lovers, we've got a second chance romance, we've got some more forced proximity, and it says here that this is a um, right person, wrong time situation where I'm into that. I'm into that. So I'm very excited about this, and they say that he falls first. Huh? Let's see it. So I'm really excited about that. This book I'm very looking forward to. And she always puts some cute little pictures in there. Let me see if she got some in here so I can show y'all. She loves to put a picture in the book, and I love that. Don't know anything about what this is about, but we've got a cute little picture. I'm looking forward to it. So this is definitely one that's on my list. I plan to get to this one really, really soon. But I need to stop saying that because I'm like, I'm gonna get to it so soon. I'm gonna get to it so soon. I ain't read it in a long periodically time. So that's okay though. The main thing is they will get read. And I've been doing a much better job this year of reading my physical TBR. Okay, I have been moving and grooving. Now there's still a lot that I haven't read on the shelf. Mind your business. But I am improving, and that is what matters. All right, next up we have Between Friends and Lovers by Charlene Obuobi. I have been wanting to read this for a long time as well, and it took me forever to buy it for no particular reason. I've been wanting to read it, but I bought it. I think that was this year I bought this book, so I bought it. Haven't gotten to it yet, but I've heard really great things about it, and I love another beautiful cover. I love the sunset; it looks so pretty, and you could tell by the cover, it's giving love triangle. Okay, it's giving love triangle, and I don't even know anything about it yet. But when I did look up the tropes, that was confirmed. So it says here workplace romance. It says love triangle. We've got some friends to lovers elements. Of course, we've got some black romance and some slow burn. I don't know. So I'm excited. I don't know what it's what all it's going to entail. So I'm excited. I don't know how it's going to play out, but love triangle, sometimes it doesn't work for me because like I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Give me the love that I want to see with the two people that I know are in love. But sometimes it can be fun. So I wonder how it's going to go. Like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about the book, so I'm really excited to get into it, and I'm sure I'll end up liking it. That brings me to the next book by her, which is Die for Me. This one comes out in July this month. So I'm really excited about it because it's really, really cool. The take on it. This is one that I did read some of what it was about when I first heard about it. I don't remember, luckily for me. Yay. Because I don't want to remember. I just know it, whatever it said on there was very cool. But the tropes that pulls up is like paranormal romance. We've got a little bit of an age gap. Interesting. It's very spicy. It's more like forbidden love. I'm excited. It says something about monster romance. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure. But I'm excited. And so I think it's going to be a really fun, different take on a typical romance story. I think it's going to be a very, lots of twists and turns, just very different, very exciting, keep you on your toes kind of romance book. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. And even though I have not even read her writing before, I've never read anything by her. So hopefully that means that I'll go ahead and get to Between Lovers a little bit sooner. Between Lovers? What? Between Friends and Lovers. Hopefully I'll read that a little bit sooner and then I can go into this. I think that might be better, but we'll see what happens. Knowing me, if I end up getting my hands on this book, I might go for it because it's very intriguing to me and I'm excited to see how she's gonna make this work. But that one comes out, I think it's like July 14th. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. All right. Next up, we have one that I have mentioned before in a previous video called Yes Chef. This is by Grace Riley. Oh my gosh. I saw this and I don't know anything about it outside of it's called Yes Chef. And I was like, the bear, I'm in. Um, but I love the cover. Let me see if I can show y'all. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. The cover is just so cute. It looks very fun. So I think this is gonna be like just a fun read. But some of the tropes are chef romance, workplace romance, kind of like an enemies to lovers is what it says, like rivals to lovers. So foodie romance, I'm in. What are they going to be cooking? Oh my god, I'm so excited. I hope they have a scene where it's like they're both in the kitchen together. It's very high stakes, but no, well, not high stakes. They're both in the kitchen together and it's very like, oh sorry, don't touch the fork, we're not touching the fork. Oh my gosh, taste this. It's gonna be good. So I'm excited about that. Now I keep seeing a lot of the books I've been choosing, a lot of them say slow burn. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't dislike slow burn, but I also don't want instant. So you know what? I'm gonna just read them and I'm gonna enjoy them. But I'm very excited about this. I think it's just gonna be fun to read, and I love a little kitchen cooking romance aspect. I think that's just so cute, and so I'm excited to see how they're gonna do it here. So that one comes out. I want to say that comes out this month as well. I'll put the dates for all of these books if they are new releases. I'll put the dates on the screen for y'all. And last but certainly not least, I have The Summer Girlfriend by Christina Forrest. I am a big Christina Forrest lover. At the top of my shelf, which y'all cannot see, I have my little shrine to her books up there. I have the whole series up there. What is the series called? I think it's called Neighbor Favor, but Neighbor Favor, Partner Plot, and what's the last one? The Love Lyric. Yes. I have all of those up there. I love her books so, so much. And so I was really excited to see what she would do next once that series was over. And so the people that I've seen reviewing this book, I haven't watched too much of it because I don't want to know what it's about, but I have seen lots of positive reviews, and I was gonna read it either way because I just like her writing. So I was excited either way, but I have not. I don't have the book yet because Cover Snob did a really beautiful edition of the book. It's on pre-order, so I won't get it until like September, which sucks. But it was just so beautiful, and I was like, for Christina, of course, give me the special edition. I need that bad. So that won't get here till September, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy it on my Kindle so that way I can go ahead and read it because I don't want to wait till September. I want to read it now and I want to just be a part of the conversations when people are talking about it because a lot of my friends have read it and I want to talk about it, but I can't because I ain't read it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So some of the tropes that I read about it are fake dating, which I just think is fun. So I'm into that already. Paid fake girlfriend, what that mean? Okay. Summer romance, of course, as you can tell by the cover, like it just gives summer. Beach town setting. Yes, I love that. And it does say forced proximity. It's gonna be fun. So I'm excited about this. And a lot of these books, a lot of them were black romance books, and I'm gonna eat that up every time. Give it to me, okay? So those are a few books. Like I said, there's definitely more. I'm leaving off a billion things. There's a lot of new releases that I definitely have on my list, especially in the romance area. But those are the stakes that I have been paying attention to, that I'm thinking about, that I like already have a plan to either buy them or wait for them to come out and buy them as soon as they come out, or whatever the case may be. I'm looking forward to them. So if you were looking for some new things to read, go check these books out. If there's some books that have came out a long time ago that I've just talked about that you haven't gotten to yet and you're like me, that's okay. Go pick them up. Go read them. Um, if you haven't read Out on a Limb, and I'm saying this because I just read it, and you just need something real good. Also, this could be a really good book if you're getting into a slump, and you're a romance reader, or you just want to try something else out. I think that Out on a Limb will be a really good book to kind of get you out of slump, because I think the pacing just it really worked for me personally, and it really just made me want to continue reading, as I said before. So it was such a quick read. I enjoyed it so good. But anywho, that's about it, you guys. I just want to share my top 12, top six, top 12 books, top six books. Okay, all right. Well, that's about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some new book ideas and some new things that you want to read from this. If you've read any of these, if you're excited about any of these, put your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like all the things, so I can keep doing what I'm doing. You feel me? But yeah, I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful week. Love you so much. Bye.